Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now that I've redone some of the reviews which I deleted by mistake, it's time to review something that I just watched, something really fresh, and it's fresh in my mind. I tried watching this movie yesterday. I was a little bit tired, and therefore I fell asleep. I decided to switch off the TV and then switch it off, go to sleep rather. It was in the afternoon, and then in the night I was just a little too tired. I was watching something else, and then I thought, okay, let's wait till this afternoon, and so I did watch it this afternoon. And I must say, I'm very impressed, especially with the way that the movie looks like. I was going to say picture, the way that the movie looks like. Um, the cast, of course, is amazing, and I think uh, Denis Villeneuve is definitely one of my favorite directors, especially now, since quite a few of his movies that I really, really like. So, of course, I'm talking about 2021's Dune. The 1984 version, let me get that out of the way. The 1984 version, I don't really remember too much about it. I remember bits and pieces of it, but I haven't seen that movie since I think I've only seen it like once. And if I'm not mistaken, probably one of my cousins is a big fan of the movie. Um, I do remember that Patrick Stewart and Sting are in the movie as well. Don't remember what are their roles or anything like that, but for some reason I've never really watched that film since. And I don't think I've watched the, the movie, completely. But yes, this one is a different kettle of fish. It is much larger in scope and in the hands of. And I think something like this, which is set way into the future. I think what year is it supposed to be? 10,000 and something. Yeah, 10,191. That's way out in the future. Much more than we can even think about. Like I can possibly think about what's going to happen and or what humanity and the earth and life is going to look like maybe like 100 years from now, maybe like 500 to 1,000 years from now. But beyond that, I think it's going to be like really weird for us. Pretty sure in a few hundred years, mankind will be colonizing different parts of the galaxy, at least the nearer ones. Maybe living on Mars and a couple of the moons and the like Io, something like that, moons of Neptune or Saturn. I don't know. I hope at least. That's the dream, the sci-fi dream that I have is that I'm actually part of that generation. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my dreams. We're here to talk about Dune. So, Dune 10,191. That's the year, of course, it is. Dune 2021. Sorry, is directed by Denis Villeneuve, like I mentioned, and he's also had a part in writing the adaptation for the movie. It is an epic science fiction film made on a budget of 165 million, but to be honest, the 165 million actually seems like they've they've probably spent like 300 million or something like that. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. So let's get with the cast. The cast, of course, is, like I mentioned, pretty amazing. Timothy Chalamet. I've never actually seen him in anything else before, but I heard he's a really good actor. I heard he's one for um, the present as well as the future. He's only like 25. Zendaya is there, and her role in this movie is a little shorter as Chani, the Freeman woman who later becomes Paul's love interest and who he's having dreams about. Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica. I've now seen her mostly in the Mission Impossible, couple of the Mission Impossible movies. Oscar Isaac as Paul's dad. Josh Brolin as Gunny Halleck, the weapons master. Stellan Skarsgård, who I initially did not recognize. Dave Bautista, I knew he was there in the movie as Glosu Raban, the nephew of Baron Harkonnen. Who else of note? It is. Oh yeah, Jason Momoa. I was actually expecting him to have a bigger role, but then I don't really remember the storyline of this. Javier Bardem as well is in this movie. Babs, Jesus, how are you going to pronounce his name? Olusan Mokun. I hope I've done something of a good pronunciation. Anyway, so yeah, cast fabulous. Great job, great selection. The world that it seems, everything looks alien, but at the same time slightly familiar. I mean, the planet Atreides uh, is, I mean, it's a desert planet. It really looks like something that you know is an alien planet, and the worms also are, which is something I really remember from the first movie. Sorry, from the '84 movie. I mean, I wish I could have seen this on the big theater, but I'm not planning on going for going to a movie theater anytime in the near future. But it looked amazing. Okay, it looked absolutely fantastic. Um, the outfits, the weaponry, the shield, everything looks fantastic, and it's like otherworldly kind of feeling. But at the same time, it's also very grounded because even if you see these large ships that they're traveling to, most of the action happens on the ground, or at least on ground level, and that is also a little different. I mean, you don't really get to see too much of the space elements of it, but of course, it is also set in outer space. Um, Special effects bang on. However, it kind of looks, and I think one of the best things is this movie definitely should have been made after 2010. I think that was one of the big problems. Hold on over there. One of the big problems with the 1984 version, that it just didn't match up. And from what I understand, I've never read the book. I think I should probably buy the novel. Just checked out a couple of them on Amazon India, and maybe hardcover or maybe good old paperback. The world building, the spice, the things like that, these are really interesting things. Um, from what I understand, spice is the thing that helps, um, and it's like one of the biggest things in the market. And Atreides has got a lot of this in their sand, in the on the planet, and um, you know, it is something that helps with the interstellar space journey. So that's what I can understand. Um, the the little bit of battling that you see hand to hand, it's more like hand to hand combat. So kind of reminds me a little bit of Game of Thrones. I think maybe they were even possibly going for that angle to make it more relatable. Um, I mean, when I say that, House Atreides and House Harkonnen and all that stuff. So that's kind of what I got the feeling a little bit. It kind of reminded me a little bit of what Game of Thrones would have been like had it been shot as a movie. Never would have worked, of course. They never would have worked as a standalone movie. And Dune is pretty big, so I think the I don't remember how long is the 1984 movie. I'm guessing around 3 hours or something. This one is a tad under 2.5 hours, but there is going to be a part two, and I was surprised. I didn't know there was going to be a part two until I actually um, sat back to watch this movie. And what I will say is, I am really excited for the movie. The overall feeling, rather than the overall theme of the movie is basically Paul's story. It's a coming of age, something like I can say, him coming into his own, wanting to go choose his own path of destiny rather than having things put on him, like his mother's tribe of secret women, whatever warrior, whatever clan that is, and his dad's plan for him to be the heir of the House Atreides. And those are big shoes that he needs to fill. But he really wants to forge his own destiny, create his own path. And I think that works in a lot of ways because it really is his story, and everything else is basically from his viewpoint. So that's what I really liked about it. But at the same time, I do miss science fiction, sci-fi, the battle elements. But I don't think Dune is supposed to be anything like that. It's more grounded, even if it's on alien planets and stuff. I love the visuals. I love the two planets that we have seen mainly. The one on Atreides as well as the spice planet. Excuse me. Um, I like those things that I call an ornithopter. Sorry, excuse me. Orni. How do you say this? Ornithopter. The you know what I mean. If you've seen the movie, the helicopter things that basically look like dragonflies or something like that. Um, that is good. The voice aspect that was really surprising. I don't remember this from the movie, so they might have shown that, but the way he and Rebecca Ferguson does that is actually a little bit horror esque, I guess, but pretty effective, and that's what I wish I could have seen more of Zendaya in this movie because I happen to be a fan of hers. I really like this girl um, in the Spider-Man movies, but in the Spider-Man films, she's more of a and she's pretty funny, sarcastic, kind of like deadpan stuff. This definitely isn't like that. So I'm curious to see what happens in the second film, and which is going to come out only in 2023. So I'm guessing I'm going to buy the book. I'm probably going to buy it next month because in December I don't even know when I'm going to start reading it. That is the other thing, but I do want it part of my collection. The main thing is because I don't really read anymore, but I definitely this is one of the books, one of the stories that I do want to read. So overall, I give this film it is a little bit dragging. I'm not going to say no, and I think this is the kind of movie which will become better each time I watch it. I think that's one, and I think I should also kind of watch it when I'm not too tired. I think so. I'm going to probably try popping it up, putting it once more in the next few days, or maybe even later on in the year, but more like in the early hours of the evening, not evening, sorry, yeah, early hours of the night, like a 7 o'clock or something like that, or maybe in the morning, because yeah, it is a little bit dragging to be honest. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Um, Absolutely loved it. I might change my rating based on second and third watching of this. For now, maybe should give it a 9 because the elements of 8.5 to be honest. 8.5. I really liked everything about this. So thank you. Bye bye.